What if I told you that there's a way to navigate life's challenges with unshakable peace and clarity? Imagine facing every obstacle, every setback, with the calm assurance of knowing exactly what you can and cannot control. This isn't a distant dream or the wisdom of some far-off sage. It's the practical, powerful philosophy of Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. His teachings are a treasure trove of wisdom, offering timeless lessons that can transform your life, especially as you grow older. Think about it. How often do we stress over things beyond our control, wasting precious time and energy? How frequently do we cling to the past or fear the future, missing out on the present moment? Epictetus shows us a different path. He teaches us how to live with purpose, resilience, and tranquility, no matter what life throws our way. In this journey through Epictetus's most profound lessons, we'll uncover the secrets to a life well lived. We'll learn how to embrace impermanence, cultivate inner freedom, and value virtue above all else. These are not just philosophical musings. They are practical tools that can help you lead a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Before we dive in, if you find wisdom in these teachings and want to explore more about Stoicism, make sure to subscribe to Rise of Stoics. Join our community and let's grow wiser together. Now let's embark on this enlightening journey with Epictetus, guiding us towards a life of serenity and strength. Lesson 1. Understand what you can control. Picture yourself standing in the midst of a storm, with winds howling and rain pouring down. Despite the chaos around you, there's a calmness within you, a center of peace untouched by the turmoil. This is the power of understanding what you can control, a core lesson from Epictetus that can transform your life. Epictetus taught that life is a mix of things within our control and things outside our control. Our beliefs, our desires, our actions, these are ours to govern. But the actions of others, the events that unfold, the outcomes we face, these are beyond our control. The wisdom lies in recognizing this distinction and focusing our efforts on what we can influence. Imagine the relief of no longer wasting energy on things you can't change. How often do we let the unpredictability of life steal our peace? Epictetus invites us to reclaim our serenity by shifting our focus inward to the realm where we have true power. Consider the ancient tale of the philosopher who, upon hearing his house had burned down, simply shrugged and said, "The universe has conspired to remove my burden." This might sound extreme, but it encapsulates the essence of Epictetus's teaching. By accepting what we cannot control, we liberate ourselves from unnecessary suffering. This isn't about passive resignation, it's about active engagement with what we can influence. Epictetus suggests a powerful practice. Whenever you face a challenge, pause and ask, "Is this within my control?" If the answer is no, release it. If yes, then commit to action with clarity and purpose. Think of a modern example like Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist. In the horrific conditions of concentration camps, Frankl found meaning and maintained his inner freedom by focusing on his response to the suffering around him. He couldn't control his captors or the brutal environment, but he could control his attitude and his inner life. This resilience, grounded in Stoic principles, not only helped him survive, but also led to his profound contributions to psychology. Today, start practicing this lesson. When faced with difficulties, remember Epictetus's wisdom. Concentrate on your actions and your responses, and let go of what lies beyond your control. This shift in perspective can bring immense peace and power into your life. By understanding what you can control, you become the master of your inner world. This lesson from Epictetus is a key to unlocking a life of tranquility and strength, regardless of external circumstances. Embrace it and begin your journey to a more empowered and serene existence. Lesson 2. Embrace impermanence. Imagine holding a handful of sand. As you try to grip it tightly, it slips through your fingers grain by grain. But if you hold it gently, it remains in your palm. This is a metaphor for life's impermanence, a lesson Epictetus emphasizes. Embrace change and let go of the illusion of permanence. Life is in a constant state of flux. Seasons change, people come and go, fortunes rise and fall. Epictetus reminds us that everything we experience is temporary. This awareness is not meant to instill fear, but to help us appreciate the present and detach from unhealthy attachments. Think about the times you've struggled against inevitable changes, the end of a relationship, the loss of a job, the passing of a loved one. These moments can be incredibly painful, but they are also natural parts of life's ebb and flow. Epictetus teaches us to accept these changes with grace, understanding that impermanence is an essential part of existence. This lesson invites us to practice mindfulness and gratitude. By fully experiencing and appreciating the present moment, we cultivate a deeper connection to life. Instead of clinging to what we have, we learn to cherish it while it lasts and let go when it's time to move on. Consider the Japanese concept of mono no aware, which translates to the pathos of things. It's a recognition of the beauty in the transient nature of life. By embracing impermanence, we become more aware of the preciousness of each moment. A powerful way to internalize this lesson is through daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a moment to contemplate the changes you've experienced, both big and small. Acknowledge them, feel gratitude for the good, and acceptance for the difficult. This practice can transform how you perceive and handle change. Think of the philosopher Epictetus, who famously said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man." This insight aligns perfectly with Epictetus's teachings. Everything is in constant motion, and our task is to flow with it rather than resist it. By embracing impermanence, you cultivate resilience and a deeper appreciation for life. You learn to find peace amidst the ever-changing landscape of your existence. This wisdom from Epictetus encourages us to live fully and authentically, unburdened by the fear of loss. Remember, life is a series of moments, each unique and fleeting. Embrace them with open arms and an open heart. In doing so, you'll discover a profound sense of freedom and joy, no matter what changes come your way. Lesson 3. Cultivate inner freedom. Imagine being able to find peace and contentment no matter the circumstances around you. This is the essence of Epictetus's third powerful lesson: cultivate inner freedom. True freedom, he taught, isn't about external conditions, but about mastering your own mind and spirit. Epictetus emphasized that external events are beyond our control, but our internal responses to these events are entirely within our grasp. This inner freedom is about developing mental resilience and self-discipline, allowing us to remain undisturbed by external turmoil. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison under harsh conditions. Despite the physical confinement, Mandela maintained a sense of inner freedom by focusing on his values, principles, and vision for a better future. His mental and spiritual strength turned a seemingly unbearable situation into a testament of resilience and hope. To cultivate inner freedom, Epictetus encourages us to start with our thoughts. Our perceptions shape our reality. By choosing how we interpret and respond to events, we can maintain our inner peace. This involves regular self-examination and mindfulness practices to become aware of our thoughts and redirect them positively. Meditation and journaling are practical tools for this. Spend a few minutes each day in quiet reflection, observing your thoughts without judgment. Write down your reflections to gain clarity and insight into your inner world. Over time, this practice strengthens your mental resilience and enhances your ability to remain calm and centered. Epictetus also taught that desires and aversions often enslave us. By practicing detachment, we free ourselves from being controlled by external things. This doesn't mean we shouldn't have goals or preferences, but rather that we should not let our happiness depend on their fulfillment. True contentment comes from within. Think of a lighthouse standing tall amidst a storm. It remains steady and unmoved, guiding ships safely through rough waters. Similarly, when you cultivate inner freedom, you become a beacon of calm and stability in the face of life's challenges. Inner freedom also involves aligning our actions with our values. By living according to our principles, we reinforce our sense of autonomy and integrity. This alignment brings a deep sense of satisfaction and purpose, regardless of external outcomes. Remember Viktor Frankl, who found meaning and inner freedom even in the horrific conditions of concentration camps. He famously said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." This profound insight encapsulates Epictetus's lesson on inner freedom. By cultivating inner freedom, you gain the strength to navigate life's storms with grace and resilience. You become less dependent on external circumstances for your happiness and more connected to your true self. This freedom is the foundation of a serene and empowered life, echoing the timeless wisdom of Epictetus. Embrace this lesson, and you'll discover that the key to a fulfilled and peaceful life lies not in changing the world around you, but in transforming your inner world. Lesson 4. Live in accordance with nature. Imagine feeling a profound sense of harmony with the world around you, understanding your place within it, and acting in alignment with your true self. This is the essence of Epictetus's fourth lesson. Live in accordance with nature. For the Stoics, living according to nature means understanding the natural order and our role within it, leading a life of virtue and wisdom. Epictetus believed that humans are a part of the larger cosmos and that we have a specific nature or essence that we should strive to fulfill. This involves recognizing and accepting the natural laws that govern the universe and living in a way that aligns with these principles. Consider a tree deeply rooted in the earth, reaching toward the sky, living its purpose without striving to be anything other than what it is. Similarly, when we live in accordance with our nature, we find a sense of peace and fulfillment. We stop fighting against the natural flow of life and start working with it. To live in accordance with nature, we must first understand our nature as rational beings. Epictetus teaches that our capacity for reason distinguishes us from other creatures. By using reason to guide our actions and decisions, we align ourselves with the natural order. This means cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues help us live harmoniously with others and the world around us. For example, wisdom guides us to make sound decisions. Courage helps us face challenges. Justice ensures fairness in our dealings, and temperance encourages moderation and balance. Reflect on how often we resist the natural course of events, trying to impose our will on the world. Epictetus invites us to practice acceptance and adaptability. When faced with difficulties, instead of lamenting our fate, we should seek to understand what nature demands of us in that moment and act accordingly. Consider the ancient practice of mindfulness. By being present and fully engaged with each moment, we can better understand and respond to the natural flow of life. This practice helps us see things as they are, not as we wish them to be, and allows us to act in harmony with our true nature. Living in accordance with nature also involves recognizing our interconnectedness with all living beings. Epictetus emphasizes that we are social animals meant to contribute to the common good. By fostering compassion and cooperation, we fulfill our role within the larger community. Think of the concept of Ubuntu from African philosophy, which means I am because we are. This idea resonates with Epictetus's teachings, reminding us that our well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others. By nurturing our relationships and contributing to the community, we live in accordance with our social nature. By embracing this lesson, you can find a deep sense of purpose and peace. You learn to navigate life with wisdom and virtue, aligning your actions with the natural order. This harmony brings clarity and contentment, helping you lead a fulfilling and meaningful life. Remember, living in accordance with nature is not about passive acceptance, but about active engagement with the world in a way that reflects your true self. Embrace this lesson, and you'll discover a life of balance, integrity, and a profound connection with the universe. Lesson 5. Accept fate with equanimity. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, watching the waves crash against the shore. You can't control the waves, but you can choose how you respond to them, whether you fight against the tide or learn to swim with it. This is the heart of Epictetus's next lesson: accept fate with equanimity. Epictetus taught that much of what happens in life is beyond our control. We can't dictate the events that come our way, but we can choose how we respond to them. Accepting fate with equanimity means embracing whatever life throws at us with a calm and composed mind. Consider the concept of amor fati, a Latin phrase meaning love of fate. It's not just about accepting your fate, but loving it, embracing every twist and turn of life as essential parts of your journey. Epictetus urges us to see each event as a necessary step in our personal growth and development. Think about the times when you've faced unexpected challenges or setbacks. How often have you resisted these moments, feeling frustration or despair? What if instead you viewed them as opportunities for growth? By accepting fate with equanimity, you transform obstacles into stepping stones and adversity into strength. A powerful example of this lesson is found in the life of Helen Keller. Deaf and blind from a young age, Keller could have easily succumbed to her circumstances. Instead, she embraced her fate with remarkable resilience and went on to become an influential author and activist. Her story exemplifies how accepting and even loving one's fate can lead to extraordinary achievements. To cultivate this mindset, practice viewing each experience, whether positive or negative, as part of your unique path. Reflect on the Stoic idea that the universe is orderly and purposeful, even if we can't always see the bigger picture. By trusting in this order, we can find peace amidst the chaos. Epictetus also encourages us to differentiate between events and our judgments about those events. Often, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. By changing our perspective, we can find tranquility even in challenging circumstances. Consider the ancient Roman practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This Stoic exercise involves imagining potential challenges and preparing yourself mentally for them. By doing so, you can face difficulties with greater resilience and calmness. Epictetus's lesson on accepting fate with equanimity is a call to embrace life's unpredictability with grace. It's about understanding that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This acceptance leads to inner peace and strength, enabling us to navigate life's ups and downs with a steady heart. Remember, life is full of unexpected turns. By accepting your fate with equanimity, you free yourself from the burden of resistance and open yourself to the wisdom and growth that each experience offers. Embrace this lesson and you'll discover a profound sense of peace and resilience no matter what fate has in store. Lesson 6. Value virtue above all. Imagine a treasure that cannot be taken away by any external force, a source of inner wealth that brings true fulfillment and peace. This treasure is virtue, and it is at the heart of Epictetus's teachings. His final and perhaps most profound lesson is to value virtue above all. In Stoic philosophy, virtue is the highest good, the foundation of a life well lived. Virtue, according to Epictetus, is the key to true happiness and inner peace. It transcends material wealth, social status, and external success. While these external things can be lost or taken away, virtue is entirely within our control and defines our character and actions. The four cardinal virtues in Stoicism are wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues guide us toward moral excellence and ethical living. Let's explore each one. Wisdom is the ability to discern what is true and right. It involves critical thinking, self-awareness, and the pursuit of knowledge. Wisdom helps us make sound decisions and navigate life's complexities with clarity and insight. Courage is the strength to face challenges and adversity with resilience. It's not just physical bravery, but also moral courage, the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when it's difficult or unpopular. Courage empowers us to act with integrity in the face of fear and uncertainty. Justice is the commitment to fairness and integrity in our interactions with others. It means treating others with respect, honoring our obligations, and contributing to the common good. Justice fosters harmony and trust within our communities. Temperance is the practice of self-control and moderation. It involves regulating our desires and impulses, avoiding excess, and finding balance in our lives. Temperance helps us maintain our focus and avoid distractions that lead us astray. By valuing these virtues above all, we cultivate a character that is resilient, ethical, and aligned with our true nature. Epictetus teaches that living virtuously is the path to true freedom and fulfillment. When we prioritize virtue, we create a foundation for a life of meaning and purpose. Consider the example of Socrates, a philosopher who embodied the Stoic virtues. Despite facing unjust accusations and ultimately death, Socrates remained steadfast in his commitment to virtue. He valued truth and justice above his own life, leaving a legacy of wisdom and moral integrity that continues to inspire. To practice valuing virtue above all, start by reflecting on your daily actions and decisions. Ask yourself, are they guided by wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? Make a conscious effort to align your behavior with these virtues, even in small ways. Over time, this practice will strengthen your character and bring greater harmony to your life. Epictetus reminds us that external circumstances are fleeting and often beyond our control, but our virtues are ours to cultivate and hold. They are the true measure of a life well lived, providing a steady compass in a world of uncertainty. By valuing virtue above all, you build an inner sanctuary of peace and strength. This lesson from Epictetus is a call to focus on what truly matters, to nurture the qualities that define our humanity and connect us to the greater good. Embrace this wisdom, and you'll discover that a life guided by virtue is not only fulfilling but also resilient and unwavering, no matter the external conditions. Let virtue be your guiding light, and you will find a path of true happiness and inner peace. Conclusion. Throughout the wisdom of Epictetus, we uncover timeless lessons that resonate deeply with our quest for a fulfilling and tranquil life. By understanding what we can control, embracing impermanence, cultivating inner freedom, living in accordance with nature, and accepting fate with equanimity, we are equipped with powerful tools to navigate the complexities of our existence. These teachings are not just philosophical musings from a distant past. They are practical guides that can transform our everyday lives. Imagine facing each day with a calm mind, a resilient spirit, and a heart open to the ever-changing nature of life. This is the gift of Epictetus's wisdom. As we grow older, these lessons become even more vital. They help us let go of unnecessary worries, appreciate the fleeting moments, and find strength within ourselves. They guide us to live with purpose, align our actions with our true nature, and embrace the journey with all its twists and turns. Epictetus invites us to shift our focus from the external to the internal, from what we cannot control to what we can. By doing so, we reclaim our power and find peace amidst the storm. This inner transformation is the cornerstone of a life well lived, a life of virtue and wisdom. If you've found value in these teachings and want to continue exploring the profound wisdom of Stoicism, make sure to subscribe to Rise of Stoics. Join our community of seekers, and together, let's cultivate a life of serenity, strength, and purpose. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the lessons of Epictetus. May his wisdom guide you toward a more peaceful and empowered life, no matter what challenges you face. Remember, the key to a fulfilled life lies not in changing the world around you, but in transforming the world within you. Embrace these lessons and let them illuminate your path to true contentment and freedom.